And good morning and welcome to VSA Capital 5 Minute Morning Miner on Wednesday, October the 26th. It's the middle of the week. It's the middle of half term. It's getting towards the end of October. It's the middle of LME week. Paul, have you been to any interesting talks yesterday at all?
I didn't attend the talks yesterday, and I'm on one-to-one virtual calls all day today. So it's tomorrow again where I get some LME activity in.
Well, I did actually go to a talk by the Minor Metals Association. It was, I have to say, pretty heavy going, though, Paul. I mean, it is fascinating, and I don't think people understand it at all. But yeah, it was. I got into. I forgot what Hefnium, is it? Got into a heavy talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty heavy going, isn't it?
No, I'll say.
Anyway, today I'm going to I keep calling it the Headbangers Party. It's not. It's the Head Starter Party with Wogan, who are, of course, critical metals traders. We've known them a long time. Have a good relationship with them. Always interesting people. Always hold a good party. So, but I promise I won't be drinking too much. I've got a lot of work to do. Anyways, yes, that's LME week. We're in the middle of it all, should we say? Now, look, the news I wanted to really pick up on today, Paul, because this is a lithium project that actually we know really well. We did try and float it probably 10 years ago. I'll be honest with you, at the time we struggled a bit, really, because no one really understood lithium then except us. And the markets were pretty horrible. You actually went to visit this lithium mine because it's in Austria. It's in the side of a mountain. It's called European Lithium. It's run by Tony Sage, and actually after we couldn't get it onto the London market, it went to the ASX market. But it has now got an incredible market cap because it's just done a reverse into a New York SPAC, hasn't it, called Critical Metals. Market cap of $972 million. If only people had listened to us, Paul.
Yes, I think it was about 7 years ago, actually, 15, 16, something like that. And it had actually tried to raise funding for an IPO. I think WH Ireland had tried before us as well and hadn't had success. But this was the Wolfsburg lithium deposit. It's spodumene. It's also unique around the world because it's an underground mine development, which is to be intended here. It was already partially developed at the time when we visited it. And now it's finally coming to fruition on these stellar lithium prices now as the battery sector really gears up in order to try to produce these EVs now. So yes, we did see the potential of this particular mine and project, and well done to Tony here in order to get this lined up. It will result, appears, in about 159 million of cash on the equity side available for mine development, and I think it probably meets most, if not all, of what will be the equity component of funding needed for total mine development capex. So we'll see how this proceeds from here. It does also intend to change its formal name on closing to Critical Metals Corp.
Yeah, I mean, look, this site, the Wolfsburg site, as it's known, for what it's worth, it's about 200 miles south of Vienna, isn't it? It actually is quite a small site. It'll only produce about 10,500 tons of lithium concentrate a year when it gets going in 2025. But it does have an MOU with BMW. But I think it's interesting, coming on top of the fact that we had that very interesting call, well, Ollie and I did call with Imerys and their French lithium. It does look as though Europe is now starting to really wake up and get involved in the whole lithium space. We're obviously hoping that Imerys switch on Cornwall at some stage, although I don't think there's going to be a big rush on that. Of course, the other big question with all of these that we're looking at is $70,000 a ton for lithium carbonate. Is that sustainable? Short term, it looks like it is, because it's going to be an almighty squeeze, but there you go. Anyway, look, it's pretty exciting news for us. It's pretty exciting news for the lithium market. Sorry, we rather over-talked the 5 Minute Morning Miner on lithium. But I wouldn't say there's necessarily a vast amount of other exciting news to get us excited today. But Paul, I'll let you go and not let you go, but let you have a go at reporting on anything else you've seen this morning.
Yeah, we also had third quarter trading update from Ecora Resources. People trying to get used to that new name, including me. That's the former royalty firm name of Anglo Pacific. And the 9 month numbers look really good here, really led by the Kestrel metallurgical coal facility in Australia, royalty. But you can see in this quarter-on-quarter comparisons between Q2 and Q3 trading numbers where all of the sales revenues across their royalty portfolio are down or lower, I should say, as compared to last quarterly statement because of the slowing economic conditions now across the world. 9 month number, though, looked very good at 126 million in total revenue. So it's just a scaling back here, I see, as far as, but pretty solid numbers. We'll also see some of the revenues that were expected in this past quarter for the Voisey's Bay cobalt royalty did get delayed a little bit, so they'll come through in Q4.
Okay. Anything else you want to talk about?
And we also had a trading statement out from Shanta Gold on Q3 results. Steady as she goes there, I think is the best way to put it. And with the gold production 19,500 ounces, which is up 11% on the Q2 total. And they do expect to meet or exceed their low end of their guidance at 68,000 ounces for the year. And just to remind investors, if they haven't seen news in the last week or so, is there is more than one takeover bid now for Shanta.
Okay. Just finally, I think obviously yesterday I was out bashing the gong, or ringing the bell, as the LSE would say, but actually the equity of a big gong you bash. I was doing it for Guanajuato Silver. We did have actually an update from Fresnillo today, which obviously is the big player right next door to them in Mexico, which was fine. Guanajuato is good. I think we may ask you to go and have a little look, Paul. I'm told that stocks of silver are falling dramatically and have fallen from about 150 million ounces to only about 35 million ounces, and there's about to be a massive bear squeeze in silver. Any comment on that?
Yes, and I agree. There has been a big inventory drawdown on silver, and it's all because of, or really led to a great degree by Indian take up, record Indian imports of silver, making up for about 3 years of almost nil imports into that major fabricator of silver there in India. And as a result, they are predicting that there is a little bit higher silver output on mine output for the year, but I'm not convinced that that's adequate in order to meet the demand, particularly gearing up in the photovoltaic powders sector. So I would say watch this space very closely.
Well, you've hit the nail on the head there about the photovoltaic. I think that people have underestimated the growth of that industrial use of silver. Again, from LME Week yesterday, I heard that percentage is going to go from 12 to 25, I think. And that is one of the reasons why silver is about to get this huge bear squeeze. But anyway, there's a little bit of a thought for everybody listening. Buy your silver stocks. Buy Guanajuato Silver. We love it. And on that note, I call it a day, Paul.
Very good. See you tomorrow.